This is Rock Paper Podcast, episode 2. Our guest this week is Mike Garcia, who participated on the St. Louis version of American Ninja Warrior. He works out at the Kor Komplex in St. Charles, where they have a Ninja Warrior type course built there. Pretty cool guy to talk to, I gotta say.
Yeah, it was nice catching up. We haven't talked to Mike in quite a while, so it's nice to hear what he's up to these days and learn a little bit about the complex and fitness and meditation. And
he definitely knows like anything. Like he is into this stuff more than I didn't. I mean, you know, you see guys train, and they're like, okay, this is cool, but he knows his stuff inside and out. I was really impressed at how like not just focused, but you know how you could tell he loved doing this. You know, it wasn't just something he was doing as like a hobby. He probably does it as a hobby too, but like you could tell he is something he was passionate about. Mm-hmm. Takes a lot of pride in, and just really enjoyed doing. Really cool, just kind of hear him talk about things outside of even just Ninja Warrior. You know how he's into meditation, and he told me I need how to eat right in a sense. You know, which I already knew because I came in with the McDonald's cup. Throughout the episode, you'll hear my son Ricky, who's over here hanging out, running in and out of the podcast. So, you know, towards the end, I think he rocks out there. So, apologize for that. But he hooked us up with some free shirts too.
Yeah,
they're pretty awesome too. I mean, I said I got to fill mine in because I'm scrawny, but nice little things. Again, he was promoting the Kor workout facility. Yeah, the barbecue is on August 2nd. They're going to have a variety of competitions set up for you to come out, try it out. I believe it's $30. Sign up, get to barbecue, get to try the course, and compete, and you could win some money too. But it's in St. Charles, 546 First Capitol Drive in St. Charles, Missouri. It's the only facility in Missouri that has a Ninja Warrior course in it, so that's pretty awesome. But it was good to talk to, and so this is episode 2, our first guest ever, Mike Garcia from Kor Komplex.
Enjoy.
Welcome to Rock Paper Podcast, episode 2. My name is Chris Bumeter.
I'm Shane Presley.
Remember, you can follow us on Twitter, Rock Paper Podcasts, without the T. Check us out on Facebook, Rock Paper Podcast, and you can get this on SoundCloud. Look for Rock Paper Podcast. We have our very first guest on the episode of the show entirely, Mr. Mike Garcia.
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me.
Welcome, Mike.
He's pretty much a certified ninja. Pretty awesome. He trains out at the KR. What's the place called?
Kor Komplex.
Kor Komplex. I didn't know if it stood for anything. Does it just? Is it Kor?
No,
okay.
It was just a play on Kor.
Nice. So, kind of explain. You tried out for Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
So I guess what kind of got you? I mean, obviously, if you just watch it, like this is freaking gnarly. But what kind of got you into being like, I'm gonna go? Not because you can't just go on and be like, I'm just gonna do it and be able to do it. You know, what made you say I'm gonna freaking dedicate a lot of time to diving into this? Man?
That's interesting how I got in there. You know, doing the experience of trying to be a walk-on, getting onto the tryouts. You sit in line outside of the production where they have the course set up, and I was the 14th person in line out of like 60 by the time it was time to shoot. So what I found out was everybody in that line is a diehard fan. So what it takes is a high level of commitment to training and the mental preparation too, because you're not out there competing against anybody else, but you're out there competing against the course. Yeah. And so what it takes to do that is a lot of mental courage. But
it probably didn't help. Like I realized when the show that they shot in St. Louis aired last night, or Monday night technically, and I didn't realize, they're like, it's a cold night here in St. Louis. And at first I thought, I'm like, it's not cold out. And then they're like, it's 36 degrees. I realized, obviously, they shot it out. What time? When did they shoot it? Was it January or around?
Well, it was in April.
April, okay. Gotcha.
The whole build-up to the whole week was 70 degrees and sunny. And the day they go to
Good
shoot,
old Midwestern weather.
thunderstorm. And then the next day it's snowing. And it was 36 degrees, so you're running at 2 in the morning. It's 36 degrees outside.
And part of the obstacle, if you fall in, it's in water. How far did you get on the course? Because they didn't show your portion on.
No, that course that was on last night, there was 5 obstacles in the first stage, or 6. There's 6 obstacles in the first stage. And I made it to the 4th and then fell in the water.
Was it freezing?
It was cold, and I'm glad I didn't get completely submerged just from the waist down. And then you hop out, and they're right in your face with the camera, and they say, "What happened?"
I fell, you idiot. Back off me, man.
I got nervous. Oh, it's so much fun, though. And then, the important thing with that is it's not about the competition. It's about the training, you know? And to, have that happiness or that level of excitement on a regular day and share that with other people, like, that's what it's all about.
Well, just from watching the show, you see, like a camaraderie between the guys, and the girls that try out. Like you guys are cheering each other on. You want to see as many people succeed as possible. I think, did they say how many people did they have to complete the course to move on? It was like 30.
It's about 30.
If that many people made it. If not, then it was whoever made the farthest in the
furthest fastest.
Yeah. But it was really interesting to watch. Now, obviously, when they're recording it, it looks like it's bam, bam, bam. Was there a lot of waiting time? I think I've heard from, when they've looked at it, I think it was G4, who used to show American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
They talk about how there's actually a lot of time you have to wait between, to actually go. Were you around kind of just waiting around a lot, or did you get in there pretty quick?
It was interesting how they shot it, because it is a TV show, and the camera crew they're part of a union, so they shoot for X amount of hours, and then they're required to take an hour break. Mm-hmm. So they start filming once sun falls, or sunset, so it's dark outside. So that can be from about anywhere from 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night. They film for about 3 or 4 hours, take a break, and they start filming up like around 1 in the morning. So the interesting thing about the St. Louis crew was the weather was so terrible, nobody wanted to come out and watch it. So the A&W, the American Ninja Warrior production crew, they hired a temp agency to pay people to sit out and fill the stands. So that was really cool.
Oh, wow.
That was really cool. So that the crowd was actually fired up on the second wave. That's when I had a chance to go, and everybody was just fresh and brand new and ready to make it happen. So it was a lot of fun.
Is it you obviously at this core training facility, you guys have some of these courses kind of set up, things like that giant wall. Did you have like an almost an intimidation factor going into actually seeing the actual thing, or was it, hey, I've seen these before, it wasn't as bad? I would feel like if I got anywhere near, I'd look at it and be like, holy, no chance, But like, if you're training for this, does that help,
Well, the scale of the actual obstacles. Let's take the warp wall, the one, the wall you run up. Everyone recognizes that.
Right.
Who's familiar with the show? The wall on the show is 14 feet, right? 14 feet high, and it's wide. Our wall that we have is 14 and a half feet, but it's narrow. So that's the same. But getting on the stage and facing some of these obstacles, they're huge.
Yeah.
So it's like, first time you see our obstacles, it can be pretty intimidating at the gym, and then it was just as intimidating getting on that stage and looking at it. And that's where a lot of people, I think, beat themselves,
Yeah.
Just kind of get overwhelmed.
Mentality, yeah. Factor of it.
Plus, you got a couple hundred people watching and cheering, and
36 degrees.
36 degrees.
It's freezing cold in St. Louis. When did the core facility open up? Because anybody who doesn't watch like Ninja Warrior started in Japan. Yes. Right, and that was like, it was huge over there, and there's guys who train year and year and year, and
27 seasons.
Yeah, and there's only been 3 people that have actually completed, if even that, they've actually completed the yeah, it's pretty insane. Like, and it was awesome to watch those shows. But like, when did Kor open up the facility? Do you remember?
So, Kor Integrated Fitness has been personal training business for about 10 years.
Okay.
Kor Komplex has been created just within the past year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's all kind of new to us as well. So it's kind of sprung inside of our gym and began to grow. And then I just happened to stumble in it. And I wasn't following the show prior to this. And I'm not gonna lie, I still don't watch it.
That
But that's my whole point. Is the training is what's the fun part. I could care less about the show. Obviously, competing is fun, and it's very supportive. The Spirit Day Kor, you're supporting one another. It's great. The community's small. The people are great. Yeah.
I've seen some of the videos you put, obviously, friends on Facebook, and like the stuff me and Shane were talking about, the one where you just recently put it, and it's almost like you did a pull up and got like up the bar. I think it was you who got like up to like your chest or your belt, and then you bring the bar back up over your head and go up like 2 or 3 notches. And me and Shane are like, my teeth are gone. I would have smacked myself in the face. I would be on the ground, not moving.
It's so much fun. And we're creative. You guys are here creating this and making this happen. It's like we get to do the same thing. We've taken some of these obstacles, we've created our custom course, and we do custom workouts with it, and it's fun, and it's very challenging,
So
That's what it's all about.
people can come in and like get training course. They actually get to participate in this. I know you guys have a barbecue coming up. Is it August 2nd?
August 2nd,
August
yeah.
2nd.
So we're gonna, and the thing is, like, we're trying to get, we're connected with these ninjas that from different areas of the country. So we're trying to get the ones that are willing to drive out here to come out and train on our facility. We're trying to get as many people out here to come and to participate in this, and kind of create it, in that sense. Because if you think, if you're familiar with the Tough Mudder or the Warrior Dash, those obstacle runs, people are kind of getting involved in this obstacle training. And this is just,
Yeah, I did the Warrior Dash a few years ago in Kansas City, and honestly, like, I think there's some more extreme ones because it didn't seem that bad. I mean, obviously it's like a 3 mile or something run, but it wasn't. I mean, I think it helped, or it's because like it was so packed that so many people do. You kind of have a chance to catch your breath.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are a bunch of these like runs that are like you go through these obstacle courses, and a lot of them are probably really challenging. But people, it's catching on. It's getting really mainstream, and people are really enjoying them, and it's a great way to work out. They're a blast to do, and I think after my Warrior Dash, when you're done, you go and you like watch some bands play and drink beer, and it's like celebration thing. It's just like, hey, we did it. It was pretty fun to do. Even it was rainy that day we did it, but it was awesome. So do you do other stuff outside of? I mean, obviously you look like you're in pretty good shape, man. Like, what do you do outside of like working at the facility? What kind of training do you do just for fun? Do you guys go out and
I'll tell you
run,
what,
or do you?
This is a philosophy that I've been kind of on personally for the past, I'd say, at least 2 years. Intensive exercise with extensive meditation, right? So spend the time doing the training, right? And take the time to heal, you know what I mean? And so that's what I like to focus on. When I'm not training or at work or helping other people, like I'm spending time with the family, cooking and eating food, right? And then, I really like to spend time in meditation. So I think that's big,
Right.
You're talking about competing as a ninja warrior. A lot of the mental areas, if you can calm that chatter, it's a completely different place to be.
Yeah, it's almost like a lot of other, any sport, you zone it out, because if you get it locked into your head, it's going to mess with your head, it's going to throw you all off. And if you don't get totally in the zone, and clear in your head, it's going to throw you all off. So you say you got a family, you married, or what's up?
Yeah, been married. So we just had our 2-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations!
So that
nice.
And then our baby girl's gonna be a year on the 18th of this month.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
That's a workout in itself, keeping up with that. Especially like we got my son's running around here, and he's 2, and you're just like, that's a workout right there. Is keeping up with him, and
well, this is the thing, we're doing, living a healthy lifestyle, right? Making that effort, right? Having a baby, you realize how many squats and lunges you do holding a baby in front of your body, and I think myself for all the time, like, wow, I'm glad I've been doing this now, because I can imagine this would be very taxing and painful.
Right. Well, I'm probably not in any way, shape, or form in good shape, and I don't work out or anything, but like I know that my back, like I start feeling it. Probably if I worked out, it wouldn't be that much. But like he'll come and he'll jump on my back and he'll grab around my back. I'm like, holy cow! And you feel it, and the next day you're like, man, I'm either a huge wuss, or you feel like this 25, 30 pound kid just hopping on your back out of the blue. But it's awesome being
Oh, it's so much fun.
being dad. And Shane, you're getting married here in a few months, right?
95 days or something.
95, count it down. I bet she knows exactly how many days. I was like there for just like hanging out. Jen, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. Whatever Jen tells me to do, I'm doing," and it's good. It's good.
Oh my God. It's like, so do you like this? Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
This, I like it. Do you like this? Mm-hmm. You're just saying that.
I don't know where I am.
What do you mean you don't like this? It's like, what?
That's where the meditation comes in, right? You can
Yeah.
just say, no, zone it all out.
See ya.
I remember, when was it? I think it was a couple days before my wedding, and my wife and her friend came over, and they're like, what are you guys doing? And it was me and my best man. We're like, we're just hanging out watching TV, and like, I knew I was supposed to make the slideshow, and that was it. And they're like, you've just been sitting watching TV all day, like a day before your wedding, and I didn't have any idea what I was supposed to do. I just knew I was supposed to be there and make sure I had Ricky with us, and we were good to go. But like, I don't know. Like, are you guys pretty good on your wedding stuff? You still got it?
Yeah. We pretty well got it all planned out. We just gotta show up and pay for it. Pretty much. That's about.
That's the best part is the money spent on it. It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean,
I guess it depends. I mean,
it's a lot of money regardless, for one day. But I mean, I think we did pretty well for all considered. So.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, and maybe say, how did you come across and say, I want to, like, how did you find out about Kor? Because, and maybe you said, I don't know if I caught it, but like, did you just come across, because it's out in St. Charles, right?
Yeah, so after, so when I first started personal training, I realized, I was like, I'm missing something, right? I'm missing something. So I got in contact with the guy who owns Kor now, and he has, he had a holistic approach to health and exercise and lifestyle. And so I trained with him for once a week for 2 years as I'm training other people. So I'm on the other end of it, right? I found myself a mentor, right? And then I began studying what he had studied, and then I began applying all this stuff. And so I ended up training with Brendan, continued my own personal educational growth. And then once I realized that it was time to grow from the first business I started training at, I contacted Brendan and said, hey, I'm ready to go. I have some people, let's start. So when I first went over to Brendan in 2012, late in that year, the gym was small, like 1,100 feet, drop ceilings. It was like training in a fish tank. You get a group of 10 people in there, and everyone was packed like sardines. So we stumbled across a bigger building. Had 2 rooms, 1 exercise room, 1 smaller room, front office, great. And that's how it all just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to invest in Ninja Warrior obstacles, and the guy says, I know someone who has a gym. Maybe you guys can. Next thing you know it, within 3 months, all the obstacles are built out. You have the giants. I mean, it's great. It's awesome. A lot of people that come in and they say this. It's an adult playground, and that's really what it is.
Right.
It takes some strength to play on it, but I
right, yeah. You can't just go in there and be like, oh, this is awesome, and then you break your leg or something, shatter it.
The cool thing is it's fully safety pads. Like there's 12-inch crash pads throughout underneath every obstacle. So, but that's just recent. Like we were training like 6 months with no pads. So.
Yeah. Now, because like this has always been my thing. How do you keep yourself like in a good regimen of like training and working out? Because like if I start doing something, it seems like with anything, and I'm sure it's a mindset, but like how do you keep yourself focused on, okay, I'm going to go to the gym every day, or I'm going to work out and keep, because for me, I start doing it and then you lose momentum and it's gone. How do you,
well, as far as the mindset goes, there's 2 ways to look at it. But the important thing is, focus on what you can do and focus on what you want. So with that mentality, if you're focusing on what you want and you're focusing on what you can do to get what you want, then if your goal of working out is, I want to work out because I want to be, my personal goal is I want to be 120 years old. I want to see my daughter's grandkids, right? I want to be great-great-grandpa who's like doing handstands with his wife, right? Yeah. And so with that like giant destination, I know that I'm gonna have to do the maintenance. And this is the thing: the healthier you start getting, the happier you become, and the more you want to share your health and your happiness with the other people around you. Right. And that's contagious, and it feels good. And it feels good to feel good.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what
can't really complain. I'm feeling too good today, man. I gotta do something, man.
Shoot, I'm feeling way too good.
I just hate feeling awesome all the time. God, my life sucks, man. Poor me. Jeez.
And then that's what it is. So it's all about your anchor, and it's like this. I want to exercise more because I don't want to be this anyway. I'm gonna exercise because I want to have this for myself.
Right.
You know, I want to create this for myself.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I just recently started trying to get myself in better shape, and I haven't added the workout to it, but I've been starting to make better choices with dieting and things, and the same reasons, like because I want to be around for my kids and everything else. You know, I don't want to be overweight and diabetic and everything else. You know, that comes with all that.
Let me pull my McDonald's cup up right
Yeah,
now
there
real
you
quick.
go.
Me neither. No, I'm just joking.
You know, it's something. Yeah, you gotta think of it now. You gotta start planning for the future now. You can't wait till, you know, because as we get older and we get more out of it, like it's gonna be way harder to make those decisions then.
Well, I think for a lot of people, it's like they get motivated when it hits them. When it's like, hey, you're diabetic or you're overweight or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, now I need to do it, instead of, you know, it's like a preventive attack. You know.
You know, it's almost like this too. It's like people are coming around to the idea. Okay, the lifestyle choice does matter, but then it's a matter of, you know, if you understand that concept, why are you choosing to, you know, make the wrong choice?
Yeah.
But that's when it's like, if we can get more supportive social networks.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 10% of men worldwide do regular exercise. Less than 5% of women worldwide do regular. It's like 8 and 3%.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start an exercise program, nobody else that you know is exercising.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, how many people do you know that regularly go to the gym or do something?
Yeah.
Far and few.
Right.
And so that social support's not there. But if we can create communities around growth and support and like nonviolent competition, like that's really going to open the doorways to health.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, the healthier you are, the healthier the people around you will be.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and you talked about being a core too, that like with the course and stuff, it makes working out a little more fun than just, you know, sitting on a treadmill or whatever it is, and you're actually doing something, being competitive with it when you keep pushing yourself because you want to get farther in the course, or, you know, whatever it is, and higher on the salmon ladder, and conquer the wall, whatever it is.
It seems so much more exciting than just like lifting weights, because like you have your goals. Okay, I want to lift this much or this much, but like something like that where you're saying, I'm gonna get so far, or get this, whatever, you know, you got goals and like accomplishments that you can really reflect on, that, you know, they can drive you whether you don't actually obtain them first thing. It's saying, I know I'm gonna go that high or that far or whatever. And I think that's awesome. Like, and it looks like a blast what you guys are doing. Like, I watch them like, God dang it, that looks
so much fun.
A blast.
So much fun. And then the cool part about having the group is everyone grows together, and the progress that everyone gets in that group setting is very rapid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy how the stuff that we're doing, and then the creative juices start flowing, you know.
Yeah. And
it really puts us in the moment. And then I was having a conversation with the guys. It's like that moment that you get in doing what you love and having that level of excitement is very similar to a meditative state,
mm-hmm.
where you're just totally saturated in what you're doing, and nothing could make you feel any better.
Right.
And that's what we've created, you know, because it's just so much fun. It's so exhilarating. Obviously, what I consider fun, everyone else may not.
Right.
But it's a great way to move your body and to keep your mind and yourself just in a peaceful happiness.
Yeah. Are you guys able to like change the course around at all as you're doing that? I mean, obviously, if you build it probably takes some time, but you're able to kind of alter some things around, so it keeps it fresh.
Well, we'll do different obstacle combinations. We'll
mm-hmm.
put them together differently, but they're pretty much static where they are.
Right.
They're all bolted down.
Oh, okay.
And now the funny thing is, like, a lot of these guys that will do the training, that will build this stuff in their backyard.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of real sketchy.
Right. Yeah.
Got wood sticks and tire spikes in there.
He's got his wife holding the rope. Okay, don't let it go, please. I'm gonna get it this time.
So when you come into our place, it's like, oh my gosh, they have professional pads, professional structure. It looks great. There's classes.
Yeah.
You know, we know what we're talking about when it comes to exercise and movement and posture and performance.
And you said some of the guys actually came out and trained before they actually shot. You know, who were participating in it actually came out to your facility and checked it out.
Yeah, it was great because they all got a chance to kind of like see what they were going up against, and then go replicate that in our facility before they got a chance to, you know, try it out. And it was very beneficial to everyone.
Yeah,
very
I bet.
beneficial.
Did you ever watch the like we got Wipeout now, which is kind of like it's like a joking like Ninja Warrior.
Oh my
Did you ever watch the Extreme Elimination Challenge, the Japanese version of it from like years ago? Was the best. Like I could watch those episodes over and over again because like. They look like Ninja or Wipeout looks like guys, may get hurt, but they look like they're pretty secure.
Tons of scorpions.
The Extreme Elimination Challenge looks like those guys really got owned on those things.
God.
Plus with like the dubbing over of like the American, one of the greatest shows I've ever like.
I've got several hours on tape. I recorded like a marathon back when we had the VCRs and everything going on. Like
of that.
Yeah, I've still got tape somewhere there. Like
I could watch it.
Convert that to DVD.
Yeah.
Give me a copy of that. I could
digital file.
watch it over and over again because like. You got the guys who do Ninja Warrior, like, it's a serious thing, because it's not just like, oh, we're going to go do it, but like the Extreme Elimination Challenge, like, they just had the most absurd guys running like the horses or whatever, just stupid stuff. And like, I love when the guy would climb up the wall and he hit with a boulder and hears bones breaking, like the sound effects. It was hilarious. But like, it's incredible how popular, because, when that came on, I think it was on like Spike TV or something, and that was, it was cool for what it was. And then Ninja Warrior came on and G4 really kind of pushed that. But now like American Ninja Warrior is like, it's on like prime time on NBC, and that's pretty awesome. They're just able to expose, because it's got to help you guys to say that you're the only place in St. Charles.
Yeah.
Probably even are there any? I would say in Missouri even to have these things where people see it and they're like, I'd love to train and do that stuff. They can come to you guys, and it's got to be great exposure for you guys.
Totally.
To get out there. Have you seen like a pretty good increase, or still fairly new that people just don't know about it?
Yeah, I mean, so that's it. It's still kind of new, but the thing is, though, some people are very intimidated by it.
Yeah.
So you have to really look for that select group of people who are willing to do that. The parkour guys, there's a lot of parkour guys that I've been through, and they love it.
Yeah.
And a lot of rock climbers, they love that different climbing aspect of it, too.
That's what I think is fun about the show, is that you got people coming from all different walks of life. Like, like you said, you got your parkour guys, you got your rock climber guys, and but you all kind of come together for that course, that one, common ground, and it's neat to see how, obviously some people have the more upper body strength and things like that, and where they excel more in different course parts of the course. But it's kind of neat that they all kind of come together in one thing there.
There's that dude who's like, he's 50 years old doing it, and dude looked, I mean, he didn't look 50 at all, but he was, and I think he came, I don't know if he got it, I think he may have just missed the wall. I think he got to the wall.
I think there was a guy last season who was like in his 60s, like, and it's something to just applaud that guy, that he's that in that good a shape and at that age, and that he's still doing this kind of stuff. And
totally. Well, this is like one of the guys that trains with us. He got invited out to the show. He's 54, Tom. Yeah, man, he's 54. So, it's what we talk about is, it's not. I heard someone say this on the show last night. You're only as old as how you feel.
Right.
So it's like. And when you have that, I want to live to be, 100 years old, you have that mentality, you can do what it takes, to do that. And whether that's, like I said, intensive exercise and extensive meditation.
Yeah.
Balance the workout, balance the work in.
Yeah. If you hear this, just because my son is in the background just having a blast with Shane's fiance. So if you hear him laughing or screaming, he's just having a blast back there playing with Shane's dinosaur he has in the thing. So if you hear him in the background, that's what it is. We're not just kidnapping kids to be on the podcast. Yeah. One of my biggest things when it comes to like getting in shape or fit is like eating right. Obviously, like, what is it? Because I've always been like, man, I would love to eat right, but I wouldn't even know where to begin. Like, what is you have an idea of, say, okay, don't eat this junk and this, but like, how do you go about saying, okay, I'm gonna set up my week or my month, or like just knowing what to eat right? Because like me and my wife were like, let's eat good, and then it just deteriorates, and we don't, because I wouldn't know where to even begin on how to find a good, okay, go to the store and get all this stuff. I'm like, well, I'm not made of money. How am I gonna get, just what do you have any advice for like how to just
some real easy things? First of all, either you're gonna have to start spending more time in the kitchen personally.
Right.
That's gonna be the first thing, and the second thing is eat real food.
Right.
Real food. If it comes in a package or a box and has a list of ingredients on it, that's not food. Okay. That will hurt you.
I've been doing it so wrong for so long. No, I'm just-
I love this. If it has a food label on it, it's not a food.
Yeah.
Okay, it's as simple as that, right? So earth, eat real food. That's basic. But the other thing is, man, you gotta find a passion in that you have to. It's more of a relationship with the food that you're eating, right? Because that food is nurturing the cells in your body, and you have trillions of cells in your body working together, changing and coming and going every day, right? And so if you feed your cells toxic, deficient food-like items, you will get ill health. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Right.
And so again, it's all about what you're anchoring, what you're focused on.
Yeah.
I wanna eat healthier again because for these reasons here.
Right.
And I can do this right now.
Yeah. You should be like an inspirational speaker too. Going and doing that.
Well, see, that's the cool thing, man. Just like what you guys are doing now, you guys are doing something that you find passion in, that you love to do, and that's what it's really all about. Finding that purpose and feeling fulfilled doing that. And I really feel like I've been able to do that with kind of what we've created, what I'm all about, how I get it out there, and through this experience here,
Yeah. So what other stuff, like outside of working out, what other stuff do you just enjoy doing? When you're.
Dude, you know what? Okay, this is funny. I just recently started doing this. If you guys are familiar with gemstones, maybe like clear crystal quartz. Have you ever seen a crystal like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have these gemstone beads, right? Gemstone beads, so you can get them in. You can get them in quartz, you can get rubies, you can get emeralds, you can get, all these different types of gemstones. They come in all different colors. I've been making bracelets and necklaces with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
That's awesome.
So I'm giving my wife a couple, I'm giving my mom a couple, I'm going to give my grandma one, and I think I'm going to give Casey's mom one too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's cool. And it's almost like therapeutic,
I would say it sounds like a lot of stuff you do is just like, it's really like mind nurturing and like stuff that's not just, because you ask me what I do, and it's probably on my computer or playing around with video games or whatever. And there's outlets for that, but it just seems like you're just really like in tune to stuff that just really helps just mind and body and stuff like that. That's awesome, man.
It's been a journey, man. It's been a journey, and I feel like it's a continual growth, right? There's so much growth to be done, and again, I just look at this experience as one to continue to grow on.
It's a little different, but I got one of those looms trying to make scarves.
Oh,
so around like last Christmas, I made like a scarf for my mom and Stacy's mom, and but the same thing, like you kind of get in the habit of just doing it, and you kind of shut your mind off, and you just it becomes just a little release at the end of the day or whatever, just sit and have a project to work on and stuff.
Totally.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So what kind of the meditations? I don't know a lot about it, but like I remember I listen to a lot of Howard Stern, and he does TM.
Yeah.
And he talks about it sometimes with different guests. And
yeah. This is the thing. I was talking about intensive exercise and extensive meditation. I'm gonna keep going back to that. For me, meditation is relaxation. And you can do guided meditations, which can take you into a relaxed state with visual imagery, which is really fun and relaxing, which is super cool. You can do the silent meditations, which TM is, where you transcend thoughts, right? And you just kind of get into this very relaxed state, focusing on your breath, and thoughts will come. But the practice is the better you get at it. You don't think about them, right? And as you're doing that, you're de-stressing your nervous system, and you're cultivating energy. So they say that sleep is like an unconscious rest, but meditation is like a wakeful resting state. So the amount of energy you build sleeping, you can very rapidly do it during a wakeful meditation if you can get into that.
Yeah.
Transcend that. So guided meditations are fun to do. Silent meditation is my favorite. And then the new one that I really like is I'll do chakra healing meditations with bigger crystals and gemstones, place them on the different chakras on my body and get into a meditative state there. And that's really fun. I had a friend over and I set up a little crystal grid, like hey, let's do this. So set up this crystal grid. We both get into this meditative state. I'm out and he's like, dude, in my mind, I was trying to get inside your dream, and it got intense. He's like, I saved you from falling in this dark hole, and he's like, it was crazy. He goes, I felt myself looking down at myself, and I seen the old man walk away.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. So
what was that?
I was sleeping.
I was sleeping. I was down.
So
Inception. That's what I was thinking.
It's great. So there's different types of meditation, and it's all about, you got to find something that resonates with you. I'm the type of person that I just want to try 50 new things at once, and then just keep trying them out.
Mm-hmm.
So
I try 50 things and I just don't ever. I do it one time and I'm done. I'm so inconsistent. I can't believe we got in a second podcast. That's like a record for me, right? I do 1.5. I'm like, I'm done. Game over. Had a good run. It was good.
Hanging it up.
Right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
So what you said, I think I remember seeing something to you about the Body by V.
Yeah.
And I've seen about it, but I don't know anything of it.
Yeah, there's just a meal replacement shakes, and it's high protein, low sugar, and it's and then I don't know. I got Kelly, a friend of ours, is our wedding photographer. She's been doing it, and she was been doing stuff for quite a while, like weight loss for over a year, and kind of hit a mark where she couldn't get to where she wanted to be at, and she started this Body by Vi stuff, and she had good results with it, and shared some information to us, and me and Stacy were both trying to get healthier and stuff, and we gave it a try, and we've been having seeing results from it and enjoying it, and it's it also for me and for my lifestyle, it's like cuts out a lot of the thinking process. Like, because if I know every morning I wake up and I'm going to make my shake, put some fresh fruits and everything in there, and I take that and that's my breakfast. I don't have to think about, well, I got to make this or that or whatever. It just kind of cuts out the thinking, and also it's very cost efficient too. Like it's like $1 a shake, so it cuts out a lot of the shopping that I would do. Like I'd still eat a big meal or two or whatever. Smaller meals, however you want to do it, but it cuts out a lot of the thinking that and the shopping that I would have to do for all the other meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So works for us. We've been enjoying it, and there's just one thing. There's lots of different shakes or different these workout. There's tons of different things popping up. These different diet regimens and everything, and that's the problem. Is a lot of them a lot of these shakes are so full of sugar, they're not any good for you.
That'd be my thing, is trying to figure out what because there's so much stuff that if they might be had to advertise it, they can say certain things, and I'd be like, what can I get that's actually good for you? It's not just But now, do you take anything, or is it all just kind of natural?
Man, the only supplements that I have taken recently are liquid fish oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then probiotics. Are you guys familiar with that?
Mm-mm. I'm not, at least. I don't know.
Probiotics. Yeah. Okay, so we have over 50 trillion cells in our body, right? Mm-hmm. We have about 10 times that amount of bacteria living in our intestines. Mm-hmm. So the probiotics are the healthy bacteria that help digest, assimilate, absorb some of your nutrients. They also produce certain vitamins. Mm-hmm. And the unhealthy bacteria are the ones that love sugar, that get killed from things like processed diets or alcohol even. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is when we have a dysbiosis of unhealthy bacteria to healthy bacteria, it influences our dietary patterns, making us want more sugar-like items, or sugar in itself, or things that even break down and metabolize that sugar. So probiotics I find are very useful, and you can use them as a supplement, or if you eat fermented foods such as kimchi, or any type of fermented vegetables, you can get those probiotics in there too.
Jeez, I feel like you just everyone just hired you
So what it all comes down to is how you digest your food. That's really what it comes down to. And you can look at it two ways. If you look at your gut as a garden, you can have a healthy garden or an unhealthy garden. So.
Have you like researched this stuff? Like, because you just seem,
yeah.
I mean, you seem, it's not just like you're just feeding, oh, this is what I heard. I mean, you seem to know this stuff in and out, you know, so you've...
Well, you know, and that's the thing of what I've done is I've taken the knowledge that I've learned, but I've applied it personally.
Right.
I've experienced the changes myself. And so I have, you know what I mean? Like, I've lived it. And so it's not just something I've picked up, but it's something I've done.
Yeah, I guess anything you're gonna, you know, put in your body, you know, if it's gonna be, you want to check it out too. You don't just be like, it says it's gonna make me fly, so I'm just taking it, man. I'm gonna try it out next week. We'll see what happens. It didn't work out so well, man.
Don't get me wrong, I've taken plenty of things that I had no idea what was gonna happen.
So explain this, the Kor barbecue on August 2nd. What's gonna be going on with that type of stuff? Like, there's gonna be a competition? Or?
Yeah, and so we're gonna have at least 3 sponsors. We're gonna have most likely probably 90% chance of 4th one. 3 sponsors are gonna donate about $500 in prize money, right? So there's gonna be quite a bit of money in prize money. We're gonna have a barbecue that day, but we're gonna have competitions. I believe from the ages of like 12 or 15 to 16, so younger, and then 17 and up. But what we're gonna do is we're not gonna have just one main competition. Because some of the guys have more upper body strength,
right,
and climbing ability. Some of the guys have more lower body agility and power and speed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come up with a couple of different courses, but a couple of different challenges where people can have a chance to compete. And
if they're not good at this and better at this, they have a
Yeah.
chance. They don't feel like they're just like going at some top dogs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Give everyone a chance.
Right, yeah.
Make it fun. So, you know, that's it. It's basically, we're going to try to just start building the community and have a blast doing it, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, let people know you're there.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, just... Yeah, I'll have to come out and check it out because it just looks like a cool place. Just from seeing the videos you put, it just seems like a blast. And just like you said, for my biggest thing is like working out. I'm always timid to go to like a gym because I've always been used to having like a spotter and like doing it on my own. I'm just, I guess, self-conscious. Where something like that, you're not necessarily just sitting there just lifting weights. You're you know the goal of what you're trying to do, and I think that just seems awesome. Like, it just seems like fun, and that's the biggest thing with working out is if you can get a way to develop it being fun and you're enjoying yourself and it's not a chore going out there every time. Man, that's spot on. You know, that's awesome.
That's what it's all about. And you can share that with, you know, maybe your kids or the rest of your family or other friends and peers, you know, like that's when we can really start helping each other.
Right.
Yo, yeah, you guys should come out. So I brought these in here. There's probably like less than 10 of them, but
Oh.
so it's a free. The way the classes go or the course goes at Kor is the Kor Komplex. You come in, you do an intro class to learn how to use the obstacles properly, and then after that, you can try to go for an advanced class if you're ready. That would be like kind of like a discretion-based thing.
Yeah.
and then have an open gym time. So just do one intro class, and then you can come into open gym times and use the obstacles. So that's good for a free intro.
I think it'd be more fun if you just had the person come in and say, "Okay, go for it, man."
Yeah.
And just set some camera. Good luck, bud.
Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
You gotta do it naked.
Yeah. Right. All right, we're timing you.
What place is this?
Yeah, right. There's been a lot of lawsuits against us. I don't know what the deal is. Something, a record broken. No, that's awesome. It seems very, very cool. And do they got a website out there, or is there like a Facebook group?
Yeah.
Just from the videos you posted, like anybody who's interested should check out some of the videos you posted. I don't know if there's a way to go out there and see some of them without, you know, a million friends trying to add you. I don't know you, but I want to see your videos.
I mean, we have the Kor Komplex Kor integrated fitness website is under construction right now. We have the Facebook, which is Kor Komplex with a K, and then that's it. The only other I mostly upload my stuff to my Facebook.
I would say Facebook's. I mean, there's so many people on it. That's probably the best place to get people going on. So they have a Facebook page, you said?
We do, yeah.
Awesome.
And then
cool.
we stay in contact with all those other ninjas so they get a chance to see the training too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm just blown away at how, like, me and my wife were watching last night, and she's just like, holy cow, when they get to like the ladder one where they had to maneuver past one ladder to get it down to get onto the next. She's blown away, and then obviously she'll have some people fall, But I think she's one who'd get a kick out of the extreme elimination challenge a little more. But like, you just can't help but respect those guys that just go and dedicate and like, have a passion for doing it, but at the same time, just are doing it because for themselves. They're not just trying to go out there, and it didn't seem very much like with a lot of competitions where people are going out there to make a name for themselves and like an ego thing. It's always just like, this is me against myself. I want to go out there and tackle it, and and like I said, you guys are supporting each other. That's awesome. You get a community that's just cheering for each other.
Well, I think what's cool about the show too is that after being on a couple seasons, you get these people that are always telling their stories, but they were out of shape and they saw the show and it motivated them to get up and do something about it, and now they're competing in the show, and then that's, ultimately that's like the goal, like people take it and apply it, and and make a difference in their lives, like we mentioned earlier. I think whether it's like The Biggest Loser and stuff on TV too, and like a lot of these more health-driven shows, and they seem to be helping.
Did you get to hang out with any of the guys who made it on? Did you talk to them and hang out, or is it kind of they do their own thing?
Yeah. It's interesting how everyone gets all kind of corralled before you get a chance to run the course. But there's just a tent, you go chill in, waiting for your turn. You guys learn how to run the course, watch the demonstration. Yeah, and you're just right there with everyone.
Yeah.
So everyone's on the same playing field. It's super cool.
I think they said somebody waited out for 4 days in line or something.
Dude, they were gonna film in St. Louis, starting on Sunday and into Monday and Tuesday, and people formed that line Tuesday night at 12 a.m.
That's crazy.
Morning. Yeah, and they were all the way from Maryland or something like that, Baltimore.
Yeah, it seemed like most of the guys they interviewed, or most of the people, maybe those are the ones that you said had invites in. Yeah. I was expecting, St. Louis is. I don't know if I saw anybody on the broadcast. And maybe because I didn't see the last half hour or whatever from St. Louis, but I was surprised. I didn't know how it worked. I assumed St. Louis tryout, you'd have people who came in, if it was in their region. Yeah. But it was like, I'm from New York and this way, and I didn't realize that you said they kind of sent like invites and stuff to some people, or was it?
Yeah, and so that was the regional tryout for basically the North, I guess the Midwest and the Northeast, or the New England.
Gotcha.
And then so the next one was Miami. So that's how that works. Yeah, and you would think that they would have shown some of the St. Louis walk-ons, because there was about at least probably 10 plus people that were in the area doing the walk-ons.
Yeah.
So you'd think they would try to give them some type of...
Were there any people there you just saw them and you're like, not a chance? They're just, there had to been so many, those are the guys that you probably feel live out. But those, you're just best luck to you, man. But
good luck, you're gonna need it.
You just see them go. Well, did anybody get hurt or anything? They seem like they have a pretty well safety net type thing, but
one of the obstacles is, if you remember last night, it's called the Bridge of Bridges, and it spins on an axis.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of people hit the first step or hit the third step and just took that right in the chest.
Well, it seemed like a lot of people it seemed like would turn their ankle, because when they run across, are you talking about the 4 basic steps and they rotate? And then right before the trampoline to the ropes, it looked like a couple of them, they'd go one, skip the middle one, hit the second one, and then when they hit the main platform to where they needed to be, it looked like there's so much momentum going on that front leg that I would seem like their leg shattering and they're being down. But no, from the ones that were on last night, they seemed pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't actually see anybody get hurt, not that I can remember, other than people just getting the wind knocked out of them.
Right. Well, I like too that the way that at least Ninja Warrior does it compared to those other competition shows where they don't have those. Okay, these are the outtakes, or these are the goofballs who try to go in. I like that they really do respect to the sport. I think Janet last night, she's like, this needs to be in the Olympics. I'm like, that would be awesome. People would love seeing that. Yeah. I guess that's. It's kind of like. Like I said, a lot of the guys are people who like parkour and stuff, and that's really getting big now too. And who was it? One guy's like, I love jumping off buildings. I'm like, no, he jumped two separate buildings, and it was a good drop. I'm just like, I'm afraid of heights, so I just couldn't do that. But
so there was one guy that was like a stunt guy in movies and all this stuff. It's crazy how many different walks of life all these people are in.
Well, that's what we joke around about. It's it takes strength, it takes mental courage, it takes a lot of balls too.
Yeah.
Right.
You get people that have a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Lots of balls.
It's kind of
lots of one thing. You gotta lots of balls, man. You gotta have lots of balls. Yeah.
There was that guy last night too. The Captain
NBC.
Like, it's kind of hard like to take those guys seriously when they're like goofy like that. But I mean, the guy completed the course. He's he's legit. But like you see these people come in costumes and things like that, and like it's like they kind of make a goof on it, but they are legit athletes. And
I love that. He's actually pretty. A lot of people know him. He stands out. He's had that character for the past 4 or 5 years. But his idea is, you're going out there and you have fun with it. And if you can have fun with it, you're going to perform better.
Yeah.
And after one of the commentators mentioned that on the show last night, he was an ex-Packers football player.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty successful dude, and he says you need to have fun when you're competing.
Yeah.
And it's totally true. When you're competing against the course and yourself, you must be having fun, because if not, you're going to do terrible.
Right. Yeah, it kind of drives you, but also keeps you. I mean, I think level-headed to be able to go in and challenge yourself, but know that it's not you're not gonna be too hard on yourself when you miss. Because a lot of the guys you never saw, except for the only guy that I saw was kind of bummed out. I think it was last night. It was the guy who he touched the water just barely, and he made it, but then sorry man, and he was like, it was my fault, man. I just didn't do it. But for the most part, everybody seems to kind of take it, because you have those guys who when they don't do well, they just and they swear and stuff. But you didn't see it last night, and just guys who weren't too hard on themselves, and that's always I think respectable. I think when you can draw that line to not looking like a total douchebag, and the model guy they almost made out to look like a total douche, and he was just confident in himself and probably a cool guy, but
So
there are some people who are just like, God, man, I hope you lose.
So you don't watch it, or like you haven't watched the previous seasons at all or anything?
Man, I feel bad for saying it, but it's totally true.
Well, it's kind of like when actors in there, I never watch anything I do just because I don't want to watch them. And maybe it's just you just don't.
Well, I realized after watching it last night.
My son's gonna come in and hang out with us. Yeah. So.
After watching last night, you get real antsy watching it. You just want to get out and go do it.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like I would love to get to go out and just try it, but I know I wouldn't do anything, But again, that's what your guys' facilities for, to come out and say, hey, just train and see how you do. And
you can see my hands, man. They're like plastic.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I was pretty shocked that Brent Stephenson didn't make it this season.
Yeah, and his girlfriend did.
Yeah, that guy is just he's went so far in the Mount Midoriyama and he couldn't beat the qualifier this year.
It makes you wonder, where was the air? What happened?
Yeah.
So where do they go? I know they said there's this is Ricky who's talking. Where do they go with the after now they've passed the semifinals? There's a finals for the city, or do they go?
Yeah. So now that was filmed on the same week that we were there. So they do the qualifying round one night, and then they do the city finals the following day.
I gotcha. We're gonna try and get Ricky. Because so they do the following day, the finals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So then the future, do they do it's a big kind of like an American Idol thing where they go from city to city, and then they got all these people compiled to do an actual run of the next round course. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So once the first 30 people make it, then the next day those guys come back and they film the next time, and so it looks like it's filmed in separate days, but it's the same day.
That's awesome. And now there's how many stages of the course is there in terms of on the Japanese one there's the Mount. How do you say it?
Mount Midoriyama.
Something, yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, but I think there's 3 phases. So you did the first phase, you got past it, and then the next one, and then I guess the third one's the final one where you go through it and then you get to climb the thing. Is that how they're doing it? With?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you don't watch something, you don't know. But I don't know if they explain it.
I've had it explained to me where the next place they go is Las Vegas, and they'll have 4 stages set up there.
God. If you talk, I'm gonna get the Ricky Man over.
Yeah, once you
Vegas.
go to Las Vegas, there's I believe there's 4 different stages at that point, and then that's when the course really starts getting hard and people start dropping like flies.
Right. Yeah. They start adding on to it, and then I guess the course is crazy on some of that stuff, especially as they get into the different stages of Mount Midoriyama. That's I don't know. It's wild. And then they start adding the time too. You got to beat. You got to do all this by a minute and a half and whatever. It's just, I don't know. Stuff's wild. We're gonna
Yeah, sweet.
wrap this episode up, or
Yeah, so anything else you want to say for the... Hey, Ricky's going to join the last bit. For the Kor Komplex, man? And...
No, here I want to give you guys these shirts here.
whoa,
So
nice.
hopefully they'll fit you guys. I just kind of guesstimated your sizes. All right.
represent, huh?
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
if you guys could wear, you guys don't have to. Just wear,
Hey,
just
shirts,
some
shirts.
friends.
Advertising.
I like it. Well, it sounds like, here's the thing, like, it's not just a place that's like, oh, we know you, so we'll plug. It seems like a legitimately cool place, and with how, like, many different variations of training and working out there are, I don't see why somebody who would want to challenge himself, anybody who's really into working out in general is going to want to challenge himself. Like, I think this is a perfect just opportunity to say, hey, you've been going to the gym forever, how about something different, and see if you can really, challenge yourself, and because it's something out of the ordinary. It's not just, okay, let's go lift some dumbbells or bench press. I think that's what's cool about it,
Yeah. It's the elementary school playground,
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's an adult playground basically,
Yeah.
and you just go and at the same time you're working out, and you're probably working muscles you probably
Oh man.
didn't even know you had.
Such a good time.
Yeah. Well, man, appreciate you coming and hang out
Yeah,
with
thanks,
us.
Mike.
And,
It's a lot of fun to be here.
yeah, appreciate bearing with Ricky while he comes and bombards the last little bit. But yeah, go check out the Kor Komplex. Check out the Facebook page. And are there videos on there? Did you say someone would you post? Or did they post
We
them?
do load them up there. We'll put them on every once in a while. Like I said, our site should be up. Yeah, during this month. So korfit.com.
Awesome. Cool.
Barbecue the August 2nd.
August 2nd, yeah. So you can come compete for $30. You can come and just watch, which will be plenty of fun. But the prizes are going to be worth it. And start training for it now.
Yeah, right, yeah. So you can check out the facility 546 First Capitol Drive in St. Charles. You said it's the only one in Missouri. Only, if you like Ninja Warrior or you just like that type of thing, only one in Missouri to check it out. So outside of just going to some place and jumping around buildings and stuff. So it's probably a little safer. I would recommend that place. So, all right, cool, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. It was a blast and hanging out and splashing, all the Ninja Warrior stuff, because I had no idea how stuff works in terms of like the production stuff. It's cool to kind of get an eye who's actually doing it. And, so you're gonna do it next year?
Yeah, we're gonna train and send in a video this next coming year. So
Sweet. So look for
Yeah.
Mike next year.
I'll be back.
Sweet. My son is just running in and out. All right. Well, this wraps up episode 2. Thanks for being our first guest, Mike. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Rock Paper Podcasts without the T, and on Facebook. And check this page out on SoundCloud. Otherwise, anything else, Shane?
I think that's it, man.
Ricky? All right. Thanks for listening.